Welcome back! We just got out of the southern room here on the mid-level where I got one of the 2 pieces of heart that are found within this dungeon. If you would like to see how to get either of them, just check out the previous video. So now we're going to continue trying to bring back the statue to the entrance of the temple, so you want to return to the center of this platform, avoiding the blade traps as you go. You want to push or pull the central lever, in my case that's counterclockwise, in order to make it rise, since I'm playing the Wii version. Once you get up to the top, you want to run on over and use the Dominion Rod on the large statue to take control of it. You want to bring it back to the platform and set it on the end, and then begin turning the central lever clockwise this time around to lower the platform all the way down to the floor. If you're playing the GameCube version, that would of course be flipped the other direction, so it would be counterclockwise to lower it instead. So once you get down to the bottom, you want to go ahead and take control of the statue using the Dominion Rod, and then walk it off the platform. Use the walls to your advantage to reposition yourself, and here, for example, I actually walked it off the ledge and into that corner so that I could walk away from it, thus getting an appropriate distance between us. Once you have it to your liking, you can walk around this area, killing the Gohma larva along the way using the statue. So you don't have to do this, of course. You could, use yourself as well. You could run around and smack it with your sword or the spinner or whatever else you want to use. So it's totally optional. I just like using the statue because it's kind of just part of the whole experience. You just have to. As you can see here, I'm using my trick of walking into the walls in order to reposition myself next to the statue so that I don't have to repeatedly use the Dominion Rod over and over again. Gather any goodies they drop, and once you have killed all of the Gohma larvae, the nearby electrical barrier will then go out. Now, you could have killed all these little critters earlier as well, but it wasn't really required then, so I just waited until now to do it. So once you go to the north, you can kill the Beamos along the way if you like. It doesn't really matter, you can just sneak past it as well. However, kind of odd, when you smash it with the hammer, it spits out a ton of Gohma larvae, and so you can smash it again real quick to kill them all instantaneously. Kind of weird, why are there spiders inside it? I guess the Gohma larvae, they nest inside the statues. Kind of weird. Once you get to the north, you'll find the bell is behind the gate, but no problem, just smash it to bits and walk the statue into the bell. There's actually one more thing we can do in this room before we leave, and that is to get the postal that is nearby. I mentioned this thing earlier, but said we wouldn't be able to grab it until we were on our way back through this room, heading back to the entrance. Now that we have the Dominion Rod, you can take control of the little statues that are on top of the upper ledge, and walk them off the ledge and into the little alcove behind the gate. Once you have placed one of them on top of the switch and removed the gate, you'll be able to transform into a wolf and take care of the impo. Alternatively, you could, of course, just get into this area by smashing the gate with the other statue, but I thought this way was a little more important to show, since some of you might, have already put the statue into the bell and then would have been too late at that point. So you would have had to do it this way. So once you have gathered postal number 53, you simply want to head on out through the door of the lower level to continue working your way back towards the entrance. Back in this familiar room, you want to watch out for the keys that is at the corner, and once you get to the gate, you want to use the claw shot on the target that is right above it. This will take you back to the center part of this room. You want to look off to the northern corner and use the Dominion Rod on the statue. If you can reposition yourself by simply walking it towards the wall and then getting right next to it. This will allow you to, have easier control of it. You can actually kill the Armos if you like, just for fun. It doesn't really serve any purpose, but it just feels good. You want to start walking it down the stairs, and just remember, if it starts getting away from you, you can use the walls to your advantage. It's kind of weird how it kind of jerks forward every time it goes down the stairs. I think it's because, you can't go upstairs, so I think it falls down rather abruptly so that, you can't, I don't know, just because it has to level out to get down to the bottom. Anyways, once you make it all the way down to the bottom and get to the gate, you want to break on through it, and then you can also kill the Gohma that is in this next area if you like as well. So when you're done messing around, you want to go ahead and walk the statue into the bell and exit through the nearby door. Yeah, we're back in the entrance room at long last. Everybody do a dance. You want to run forward and slash the jars if you are in need of help, and you want to hop on down and take control of the statue using the Dominion Rod. You want to walk it up the ramp and into the empty spot, which is off to the right if you're playing the Wii version. It'll be to the left if you're playing the GameCube version. Now it'll reposition itself like the other one, and you will lose control of it. The door between them will then begin glowing all gold and fancy-like, finally opening with the classic Zelda puzzle chime. With that, we're done with everything we needed to do here, so head on through the next door to the north. Now this next room is rather simple, though it is filled with deathly traps. You want to watch out for the blade traps straight ahead as soon as you enter, and you want to hop across to the next ledge. You want to shoot the Beamos statue if you like in order to defeat it, or you can simply run past it and ignore it entirely. This next blade trap is rather quick, so you want to be careful not to get knocked off the ledge to the side, because that would be lame sauce. Before sneaking around the rolling spiky thingy, you may want to kill the 2 Beamos up ahead. Unfortunately, there's an obnoxious pendulum blade that swings back and forth. What's up with all these traps in this dungeon anyways? Like, this would have been much more appropriate in the Arbiter's grounds, if anything, right? What kind of people would actually build their temple this way? I mean, maybe they're like masochistic or something. Once those are destroyed, you can run forward and pick up the nearby little horn statue and bring it with you and set it on the floor switch in order to open the gates up ahead. Now, alternatively, you could jump across this next ledge and then grab one of these 2 little statues and jump back and set it on the switch, but the way I just showed it is a bit more simple. This will switch the gates up ahead, so you want to, go on through and then use the Dominion Rod while facing back the other direction in order to take control of the little statue once again. Once you have control of it, you want to walk it off the switch. This will flip which gates are open, thus allowing us to enter this final area. Continue on in here and kill the 2 Gohmas, which should be incredibly useful for you. Before entering the giant door, there is a fairy that is in one of the jars that you can snag if you like. Get out a bottle if you have an empty one already, or you can empty it of something that's not very important. In my case, I have some of that superb soup that we got back on the Snow Peak Ruins. Kinda shows how often I use potions, I guess. That's all the time I have for this video, folks, so join me for the next one, and I will show you how to defeat the boss of the Temple of Time.